So right now we're living in record times. The stock market and the housing market have hit all-time highs. Wealth in America is over $180 trillion for households, but yet so many Americans feel like they're struggling. Why is that? So today, guys, I'm going to bring you some absolutely wild money stats of the average American. And if you're anything like me, you're going to think to yourself, what is going on in our country with people's finances? So listen to this stat, guys. According to the US Census Bureau, the median household income in America is about $85,000. And because it's the median, that means that about half are making over 85,000 and half are making under. So the average American household spends about $78,000 per year. And if you're anything like me, you're thinking to yourself, that's incredibly tight. If you're making 85 as a household and you're spending 78, that really leaves no room for error in your budget. But just think about how high housing costs have gotten, groceries, transportation, right? Cars. It's so expensive to even survive. And I'm thinking it's so hard for people right now to save and invest money. But for you, especially in your 20s or 30s, like I am, I'm in my late 20s right now, it's so crucial to spend less than you make and invest the difference, whatever it is, even if it's just $200-300 a month, that can compound significantly over time. And I don't want to take such a pessimistic attitude because on this channel we talk about investing in real estate and stocks, but it is very hard for the average American family to save money. In fact, guys, listen to this. The average savings rate in America is only 4%. And that makes sense. Think about it. People are swamped in credit card debt. They're swamped in consumer loans. And it's so expensive to live. It totally makes sense why it's so low, but it's a real crisis to think about people making it to that retirement age. Forget about early retirement, right? We talk a lot about early retirement on this channel, but forget about early retirement for so many people. They're trying to retire by 65 and 70, and they're finding it impossible. And you really can't get there if you're saving only 4% per year of your income, unless you're Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. Exaggeration, obviously. But it's very difficult to get there for the average person saving only 4%, because what's 4% of a household income of $85,000, right? It's like close to $3,000. It's not enough. And guys, here's another alarming stat. Do you know how much the average credit card balance is in the US? It's higher than you might think. It's close to 7 grand. Think about that. 7 grand just in credit card debt for the average person. That means a lot of people have a much higher balance. And you hear people call into the Ramsey show all the time. They say they have hundreds of thousands of dollars in credit card debt. Just think about that. The high interest rate that you earn on that credit card debt, it actually eats away if you're investing at your stock market returns, at your real estate returns. Do not have credit card debt. Avoid credit card debt. Pay off your credit cards at the end of every single month or whenever your bill is due. And use the perks, do that, go ahead. But make sure you're a responsible credit card owner, because that can absolutely kill you. And guys, here's another stat that made me raise my eyebrows. The median household net worth, you know what it is? It's close to $200,000 in the US, and that might seem high to some of you, but for me, that actually seems pretty low, because if you think about it, if you want to retire a little bit early, or if you want to retire at say 60 or 65, and you have $200,000, and let's remember that a lot of that money might be tied up in equity in your house, you can't retire in today's America off of $200,000. I mean, using the 4% rule, that's only eight grand per year. You can't live off that. Or if you had all of it invested in, let's say, high yielding dividend ETFs like SCHD, again, about 7-8 grand that you're making, you can't live off of that. Even invested in rental real estate, it'd be very difficult. So the fact that the median household has a 200 grand net worth, we need to raise that up, and you need to internalize that as an individual investor. That number makes me nervous, right? I want to retire early with at least 10 grand per month in cash flow, and that's way more than having $200,000 of assets in the bank. And here's the thing, guys, I just laid out a lot of alarming stats, but for you, the good news is this: if you're in your 20s, 30s, or even early 40s, it is not too late to start saving and investing, chipping away at your consumer debt. but start saving and investing in cash producing assets so you can take control of your time, your freedom, because that's the only way to get free. If you can build up your assets that will pay you and replace your 9 to 5 income, then you're free. You don't have to show up to your 9 to 5. You don't have to listen to your boss. You can quit your job and live off that income. Or if you want to work, go ahead and work. If you want to pursue your passion projects, you can do that if you have enough assets producing income. So for those of you who have been following this channel, first of all, thank you. And if you've not, go ahead and hit subscribe. We talk about dividend stocks and real estate, and we're not trying to get to 200, 300 properties or even a $20 million dividend portfolio. That'd be nice. But we're small and mighty real estate and stock investors, and our goal is to retire early with cash flow. And I really believe that on YouTube, there's a lot of channels focused on just dividend stock investing, and there's also a lot of channels just focused on real estate investing. But there's a lot of people out there like you and I who love dividend investing and love real estate investing. And if we can combine those two and diversify, it can be very powerful to propel us into early retirement. If you've been following this channel, you'll know that we're at about $460 now out of our $10,000 per month in passive income goal from real estate and stocks. This is going to be a long journey. I've been investing for about 7 years. I've owned a rental property for about 3 of those years, but we're just getting started. The future is very bright. And if you want to join me along this journey, go ahead and hit subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. Save, invest, and do your best. I didn't even mean to rhyme. Thank you all so much. I'm out.